Hi, and welcome to another episode of Starship Gaming. Before we get started, I cannot stress enough, do not forget to subscribe. It really helps out, it helps the channel grow, and if we can't get subscribers, we can't keep making videos. We do these purely for fun, no monetization whatsoever. It's just something we do in our spare time. And, go ahead and take a moment to smash that subscribe button. We'll be making a decision soon whether we'll be continuing the show or not. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button and let's get this ball rolling. And if you like the video after you watch it, give it a like. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want notifications of when we make more awesome videos. Now let's jump right into today's review. Now this is a game that holds itself near and dear to my heart. The Grinch for the Sony PS1. The first time I ever encountered this game was in November of 2000. I believe it was November 26th, 2000. Specifically, yes, I actually remember going on a certain day of the week, and I kind of was able to pinpoint when that exact date was. Basically, November 26th, 2000, a family friend takes me to see The Grinch, the movie, in theaters. And I think it was the first movie that I sat all the way through without getting up for candy or whatever. And it was just one of the most amazing experiences of my young life. And with that, I developed a love for the 2000 Grinch film, which starred Jim Carrey and was directed by Ron Howard, which Ron Howard, by the way, is an amazing director. So anyway, after we went to see the movie, we stopped off at a local Kroger store. I guess the family friend was like, they wanted some potato chips or something. Well, anyway, inside this Kroger store, and I don't know if very many of these stores had them. By the way, Kroger's, whatever you want to call it. They had a Blockbuster video on the inside of the store. Like, as soon as you walked in, to your right, there was a hole in the wall, a literal hole in the wall, that was a Blockbuster video rental store. Now, this was a common practice with these Kroger stores. They had small video stores inside of them. Most of them had their own. It was like Kroger Video or something. I remember in my hometown, there was a Kroger store that had a video rental store, but it was their brand of it, I guess. But this was a Blockbuster Video, an actual legitimate Blockbuster Video, and it was extremely busy. Extremely busy. This was like the height of video rental, and this particular store had just gotten DVD that week. So you can imagine how swarmed it was with people wanting to get their hands on DVD rentals in that area. So I walk in there, and they have a wall that's dedicated to Sony PlayStation 1 games. And I believe that was one of the only few times that I actually went to that particular Blockbuster, because it was always so busy. It was, for a hole in the wall, it was pretty large, but it was always cram-packed with people because it was a busy, busy area. And the only other Blockbuster Video that was around was like, I believe it was like 5 miles away, which was an even bigger store, which was also always packed. This particular day, I decided to go to look at their PS1 rentals, and they had probably close to around 100 games on the wall for just PS1. And I see their new releases. One of them, I believe, is Bugs and Taz Time Busters, which had just came out like 2 days before, on the 24th. And I was wanting to rent that one. You see the case on the wall, you assume, you just take it up front and they got you a copy. Well, they're like, no, we don't have any copies of this. So I go back to the wall, I look what else they got. I see Crash Bandicoot, Warped, and Disney's Dinosaur, which that was the next one I was going to rent, but they were out of it too. So then I seen they had one copy of The Grinch left for rental. So I went ahead and picked that up. And, I wasn't sure about how it would be. The Grinch, I just saw the movie. I was like, it's got to be as awesome as the movie. And so I took it home. And I loaded up my PlayStation. Got it all ready. Played it. And honestly, when I was a kid, this game was difficult as a child. It wasn't easy. When you're a kid, it's one of those games that you just kind of... You don't read the instruction manual. You just load the game up, and you just start playing, and you figure it out on your own. Most of my figuring out was just running around and figuring out how to, get a feel of the world and the layout and everything. And eventually, after renting it 2 subsequent times, I was able to beat the game just by, running around and figuring stuff out. So that's my little Grinch story to kind of kick off the holidays here. But, the Grinch for PS1, it was released in 2000. It was released about 3 weeks before the movie. And it doesn't really follow the movie that much. There are portions of it that follow the movie. But basically it more or less follows... Well, it kind of follows its own thing. The objective of the game is the Grinch loses all these blueprints. And he basically has to go all around Whoville and, get him back. So in this game, you basically can play as both the Grinch and Max. Max, of course, you use for certain areas that the Grinch can't go past. Like he can get past security, like they have these spotlights. He can get past that without any problems. He can go into rooms and unlock doors. And he's really one of the more useful features of the game. The Grinch, of course, has several powers that he can use. And honestly, they can be either really effective or not effective at all. It depends on how you use them. Of course, you have to avoid children that are trying to hug you and spread Christmas cheer and blah, blah, blah. You get the gist of it. The levels are decently laid out. They are, I'll say it this way. For the time, they were really decently laid out. And it has a real nice, open feel to Whoville, if that makes any sense. It honestly reminds me, the layout, the way the levels are laid out, remind me somewhat, and I don't know why, they remind me of Spyro for some odd reason. And I don't know if this was originally meant to follow a similar, layout to how Spyro was, but it has a very Spyro feel, or I should say a very Spyro vibe to the game. Now, of course, if you play this game today, it is a little difficult. I'm not going to lie. It was during a time when games were just starting to ease on their difficulty, when they figured, children had short attention spans, which describes children of the late 90s, early 2000s. But there's a lot of things that you have to figure out on your own. And I think that if you play it today, it might be a little difficult, some of the stuff. It's more or less a lot of trial and error when you play this game. Now, if I have to give this game a rating on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, I personally give it a 4. For the time, it's a pretty decent game. The graphics, for the time, they're pretty decent looking. Of course, the Grinch, with all those polygons and whatnot, look kind of ugly, but you got to give them credit where credit's due. They only had the capabilities, that they could work with at the time, in terms of graphics. And for the time, it looks, decent. The levels look really good. The characters, some of them leave a lot to be desired, like I said, polygons and whatnot. And it's really a fun game, but it is challenging. If you want a challenge, this will be the game that you want to pick up this holiday season. Or even if you're watching this some other time of the year, this is a game you want to pick up and definitely add to your collection. As you know me, I'm a completionist. I like to have a bunch of games. I collect PS1, Super Nintendo. Recently started collecting Sega Genesis and Sega Master System. So, yeah. This is a game you definitely need to add to your collection. So, now that you've heard my review, it's time to hear what Steven thinks.
And that's why the Grinch musical was... Wait, was I being interrupted? Oh, okay. I guess it's time for me to do a review right now. On top of another review. So yeah, you probably already seen the title. The owner of the channel has probably already said, hey, the Grinch is what we're talking about. I could have talked about the musical, but you probably are just we're not going to talk about that at the 10-foot pole. Not saying it was bad, but, opinions are opinions. And like opinions, we're going to talk about a game today, which is The Grinch for PS1. And I know what you're thinking, Steve, you have an incomplete, booklet. Yeah, I know, that's how it came. It came in the case, and the copy came from Blockbuster. So, let's go ahead and talk about The Grinch for PS1. And there will be, I will be using clips from the game. So, yeah. I hear a lot of people got upset at the fact that we don't do that. Oh well. So let's get to it, I guess. So if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, you've probably be lost. But I'm pretty sure if you hadn't seen any of those things, or heck, you haven't even seen the animated film, you wouldn't probably understand what the heck's going on. You probably just think, well, this green fellow sure has a lot of reasons for hating Christmas. The huge children are just basically just little demons that just want to hug you for no reason. And the police are just shooting at you just because you're green. It's because I'm green, isn't it? And I'm just like Jack Skellington, another character who wanted to do Christmas. But, since we got the basic gist down of the game, if you've seen the movie, you kind of and read the book, and you've seen the animated movie, then you kind of have an understanding. Let's get right into the gameplay, I guess. Yes, Mr. Who, you're sad because I destroyed your tree. Yes, well, you're the one who's just spraying it just because of your commercialism. Glitter of commercialism! Goodness gracious, this game's gonna make me mad. But I shall not go there. Don't be like the people who got upset about the Grinch musical. Don't be like that. I guess those were some pretty good clips. From some of the clips I probably did show. You go through multiple levels of Whoville. You go through Whoville, the town. You go through the Who Forest, the dump, and also Who Lake. Each level you are trying to destroy presents. You are trying to do missions, and you are also trying to find what are they? Oh yeah, blueprints so that the Grinch could make certain gadgets, ranging from rotten egg launchers, a chopper, a submarine, heck, even a spring boots, which is actually a jetpack. The Grinch makes a jetpack in this game, but it doesn't go that high, unfortunately. So yeah, each level you were given say missions and all that, and also you had to stomp on the presents. But I can say some of the funniest moments is when the Grinch gets hurt. Like when he just goes like, he hits his head on something and goes like, ow! 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 And the guy doing the voice for the Grinch is doing pretty good, Jim Carrey. But he's also doing his own thing too. So that's respectable. Would I say the game is hard? Well, I will let this little clip of me just I could say some of the hardest moments are the parts where you are having to jump on the poles to get to certain ledges. Don't believe me, I'll show you how much trouble I was having with it. Okay, get up there. I said get up there! Just get up there, Grinch! Get up there, you green splotch of paint. Oh, come on! This ain't the Olympics, just get up there. You're as nimble as Jim Carrey, just get up there! Come on. Okay. And jump. Shoot! So, did that help in any way? I mean, hopefully it did. In all honesty, the game is not bad. The game is enjoyable. It has its moments of difficulty, judging from the failing at trying the pole swing. That stuff's difficult. So yeah, I can say that's one of the issues. And also, yeah, I kind of wish when you're doing the pole jumps, I wish it could have been two different separate ones. Like one version where you want to do a short jump, and another button where you want to do a high jump. That way you can just say, okay, jump, high jump. That way you're not just saying, okay, it all depends on which way you are swinging on the pole, which is pure silliness. But the game is alright. It can be a little irritating, but is it terrible? No. But, I mean, hopefully you got some enjoyment out of the video from me and from us discussing it. Hopefully you did. Oh, and the holidays are coming up soon. Hopefully these videos have made your holiday a little bit brighter. We have a new year coming up. Can't wait for this year to end. But, thank you for watching. I'll see you, and everyone else, in the next video. See you real soon.